they're absolutely beautiful cars, those aren't they? The thing about the Phoenix Park here is, as you saw in that race, because it's so tight, because it's so different to Mondello, the expected battle between Jonathan Taylor and John Morris not quite developing as we would have expected it to. Okay, right now we're going to take a commercial break. We're back after that with some Italian racing machinery.
Line-up for the Yokohama Italian Saloon Car race. 8 laps lie ahead of these 1400cc screamers, and in pole position, Mervyn Miller, and Brian Tutu's alongside me. That's quite a surprise.
Well, this is one time every year he comes out on the Phoenix Park. This is actually the Gary O'Brien car. He's rented this from Joe Murray Motorsport for today, left the old fast track stickers on it as they come down now into this very tight one. But as you can see, this is their warm-up lap, just warming those front tires. Front-wheel drive, 1400 cc's, Italian saloon cars, and 19 cars on the grid, and a 1 or 2 surprises. Turley, Alan, on the second row on the inside, a danger man.
Very much so. Mark Turley, who's had a tremendous success in this class this year. And we saw Pat McConnell right at the very back. He's pretty well a novice as a brand new car out, and a pretty daunting place to start here at Phoenix Park. They come rolling slowly up to the front. Numbers to look out for. Number 1, Mervyn Miller, who will be on pole position. Alongside him, Ed O'Connor, the former Dunlop touring car champion. Then on the second row of the grid, we'll have Mark Turley, number 26. There's Mervyn Miller, we're just seeing at the moment, for the fast track car. And then alongside him will be Liam Denning.
Another danger man. Hasn't been doing too well on the short circuits at Mondello Park, but on the front row again, a bit of a Phoenix Park specialist. Ed O'Connor, previous Saloon Car champion. In the background there we see number 47, which is Joey Freeburn, and the lads bringing it up. Kellett is in there, Pratt, Rod McGovern, Michelle Graham, not too well, back on the 4th row, 5th row, outside of the 5th row, Michelle Graham, young lady who's doing very well. They're waiting for the lights. They get a 5-second board, man on the gantry with the green flag, Irish flag to start. No lights, lots of wheel spin there, but who will it be? And look in the background, Freeburn pushing Gordon Kellett over, and O'Connor has it as they head down there. And a good run from the second row. I think it's Kellett tucked in there. Everybody getting very sideways and trying out around the outside. There's Denning. Liam Denning has pulled off the move of the century, I think.
Absolutely, and that's a risky corner, because remember, the tires are still cold. Somebody up on the inside, it looked like Gordon Kellett, I think, there up on the inside, but it's Liam Denning who leads from Ed O'Connor in the little black car just in behind him. And then we might have Mark Turley in 3rd place. We'll have to check that when it looks like him in 3rd place as they all come streaming out. That's pretty narrow straight. It all gets a bit exciting at this point.
You can see there the sun just shining on the bonnet, so we're not sure of the number, but I think in actual fact, who is it? Only Turley it is that came from the inside of that row. Some call us out Denning, or that's Carl Leonard in 3rd place in the Nace Court Hotel. Then we're bunching up, but in fairness, sorry Liam, and sorry Mark, but it was Mark Turley who from the inside of that second row moved out to the outside, really came down and used what has to be one of the latest braking moves. You can see they're 2 abreast, 2 here at the Ordnance Survey. This is a very, very quick section of the circuit, and you can see the paths on the inside. Now look, they hop and jump on the brakes here, down into second, flat through from a 30-foot road onto a 60-foot road. But still O'Connor, they're just hanging in there on the back of Turley. But what about that start from Turley?
Absolutely fabulous. Fabulous move indeed. Mark Turley then leads. 2nd, Ed O'Connor. 3rd, Liam Denning. And 4th is the pole man, Mervyn Miller. And here we see it again. And we see this man coming from in behind the slipstream. A risky job to get right across and just judge your braking absolutely right. And good news, of course, no incident at that Dublin Crystal Corner in the 1st lap. We're now on the 2nd.
And we're just coming back down. But again, in fairness to Ed O'Connor, a little nudge would have sent Turley on his way. But no, he says he's got 8 laps to do it, and I'll follow him down again, side by side. The narrowest part of the circuit as they head down into this really tight hairpin, the STB hairpin, down in the front. Again, Turley holding the road. O'Connor's through. As he knows, Denning has moved, and he's really got it through there. Liam Denning do anything about Ed O'Connor in the black Turks car in 2nd place.
They're on the Rathdown Motors straight at the moment, coming into a lock corner. A fairly bumpy section of the course here. You've got to watch yourself under braking here, and a bit of a challenge going on there for Mervyn Miller, and a big challenge going on the inside there. Somebody just coming through on the inside. Was that Gordon Kellett? We're not quite sure.
I think possibly David Kidd, the silver car, having a look, but our pole position man.
In fact, it's one of the Pratts. It's Nigel Pratt up in there. And look at this, we've got Mervyn Miller challenging down the inside, down into Dublin Crystal Corner, and Liam Denning locking up on the outside. So Nigel Pratt there in the next stop, and Michelle Graham, we see her beginning to figure in this party.
Rod McGovern just going through there, but I think O'Connor is just beginning to ease back that lead. He looks in the mirror and he sees the pole position. Mervyn Miller, who just didn't get it right. He didn't get off the grid right. He was on pole position. Again through there, Dave McGuire trying to hold that inside line, but look at O'Connor. O'Connor's all over the boot lid of Turley as they come in. He'll hold that inside line. He's not going to let anybody dive down the inside. Denning in there, and again we can see there just on the inside, that is, I think, Carl Leonard just poking his nose in there. But our pole position man back up into third place, trying to make a race of it.
But undoubtedly another danger man, Clive Pratt. You can see the little white car just poking out of the slipstream there, lying in about fourth place, challenging for fourth now. I think he's got it. He's in the right line as he comes up into Dunlop Corner this time. He's looking pretty good at the moment. There's a ferocious battle going on amongst the first three, but we've got a new fourth place man, and that is number 19, Clive Pratt.
Nigel Pratt gone into fourth place, but this time, and that move, a super one, he doesn't want to let the first three get away. He's got to climb on the back. You can see on the inside again, Miller looking for that second place. Will there be three abreast coming in? Turley very wide indeed, too late on the brakes, loses out to O'Connor. But look at Pratt, he just pulled about 3 car lengths, made it all very interesting for himself. Now can he make it a 4-car train as they go down this narrow back straight? It's still Turley from O'Connor, and there's their danger man, the pole position man, the third of these cars. He is looking for that place back.
Has to be said, Brian, they're all being very well behaved in this Yokohama Italian Saloon Car round, because normally we see big overshoots there. Dublin Crystal Corner, Miller coming to challenge again. Miller now getting impatient. You've got to remember, this man is not used to these cars. It's a tremendous performance by him.
Well, you can see Turley just ended a little late on the brakes, but look at Pratt. He is making it a 4-car, but the third place man here, all over the back of Ed O'Connor and the black turtleback scars that go through. This is a long left-hander. You can see a swipe. He's looking at the outside. O'Connor closes that door nicely. Remember, the next one is that tight right-hander. Will he try down the inside? O'Connor again, not leaving much room between the park. He's going to have a look at that inside again. Out to the quick line. Can he get alongside and come down? Said O'Connor having a look at the first place. Turley getting sideways, Alan.
Turley, the little back end of that car, bouncing all over the place. They're coming up to just about half distance. It's 8-lap race, and we have a spinner there, Joseph Freeburn. Joseph Freeburn from the north of Ireland. He's gone off there at Dunlop Corner. 4 laps to go, half distance, and it's anybody's race. Nigel Pratt, he's got a little bit of damage there. Obviously, a tire rubbing the bodywork. He goes straight on. Is he going to pull off? No, he's made contact there with somebody. He's in trouble.
Let's have a look at this inside. Watch for Freeburn now in the multicolored car. The first 3, 4, 5. He's lost it just coming into braking. He's going to peer into us backwards, bouncing, catches the car. Very lucky not to put on his roof as Rod McGovern in the green car slides through Dunlop Corner.
Meanwhile, they're heading for STP Corner, and there's a big challenge on there for the lead again. Ed O'Connor and Mervyn Miller. Mervyn Miller, Ed O'Connor side by side for second place, and undoubtedly Mark Turley not having his own way. We nearly would have expected him to pull ahead at this stage, but he can't get clear of these two.
I'm not sure if that's bodywork. I think that's oil smoke coming from Pratt's car, as if there's a breather pipe. Yes, it's coming. Both sides, if you can see underneath the car, there's a pipe gone, or else something maybe from the oil cooler. A lot of oil there. This might make it a little hairy for the guys in the background, but again, just there, Miller.
He's pulling off, he's slowing down. It looks expensive. I imagine there's a big red light glowing there at the moment. It looks very expensive, so sadly Clive Pratt's excellent run is over. So that means we now have a new 4th place man,
which is McGuire, I think. David McGuire, is it? Gone up in, no, number 2. That is Gordon Kellett's come in. But here's the dice. The second place again on the outside there in the red car. Number 2, is he going to try around the outside? He tries it, but Ed O'Connor, no part. And of course, all the time these two guys are fighting, Turley should be able to pull away, but he doesn't seem to be doing anything. So they're going some rate of knots, or else he's pussyfooting a little, not like Mark Turley.
No, and it's what make racing, Brian, at its very best. Remember, they've all got 1400cc engines, identical. Basically, the Tipo twin cam engine. They've all on the same Yokohama tires, so the whole idea, it's all the driver that makes the difference. And Mervyn Miller, the driver at the moment, is trying to make the difference as once again he looks on the outside. It's the long way round, but he should get a very quick slingshot out of the corner, but he really was possibly held back a little bit by Ed O'Connor, and they want to be careful because just at this moment Mark Turley is making a bit of a break.
Yes, just out of that corner he's pulled about a car length and a half, but again into these hairpins it's very hard to do the old trick of come in wide and come across the back of them because the exit isn't wide enough to do it, and you can see that whole maneuver there lost them out a little bit as they come down into Dublin. Turley just pulled that couple of car lengths. Then O'Connor has got to get his head down and get on about it, and Miller has to do it all again.
And look at the distance there, because there's quite a dice going on there for fourth place. We've got Gordon Kellett, number 2. Michel Graham, I think, is in that little battle just behind the other car, and that's all happening on the straight. First 3 now getting a little bit strung out, but here's the action, the battle for fourth.
The young lady we were talking about, the third of those cars, the Motorsport car, you can see in the background, she's watching everything that's going on. Gordon Kellett at the moment, again, not making a breakaway, and he's usually one of the front runners. First baseman, Turley through, O'Connor. Then, now watch this dice. This is the dice for fourth place. It's Kellett, third of these cars. Young lady Michelle, not afraid to mix it with the lads, and is seriously good on the brakes. That's our leader. Second place man, still O'Connor. Can't do it, locking a right front wheel, maybe let Mervyn in on top. That's where Mervyn lost out the last time. Put a wheel on the grass, again he does it. So that's your first 3, but the battle is really for that fourth place.
And they're on their 7th lap of this 8-lap race, and remember, around the Phoenix Park here, it's desperately hard on brakes, and brakes beginning to fade badly. Rod McGovern it is who is challenging here Gordon Kellett. Rod McGovern right on the bumper of Gordon Kellett there for 4th place, and Michelle Graham, an excellent young lady, excellent young driver she is, keeping it right in amongst the men there. But again, Mervyn Miller challenging. He's challenging now for 2nd place, and one feels as if Miller could get past Ed O'Connor, they could produce a lot of problems.
And he hasn't. Down that inside line on the last lap, will he outbrake himself this time? Gets it all steady. O'Connor goes really wide to get a slingshot. In the background, Michelle trying to take that wide line. Rod McGovern having a look at the back of Gordon Kellett. Well, that is a good dice there for 4th place, and Michelle takes a slingshot out, and she's right on the bumper of McGovern. And new 2nd place man. I think he's left a little too late to catch Turley. Can he do anything? What, 3/4 of a mile? Maybe a little more. But he's going to have a go.
That was classic there, Brian, there back at Dublin Crystal Corner, because you had the guys for 4th and 5th places holding each other up, and Michel able to catch up. But it's looking pretty good at the moment for Mark Turley. Mark Turley going for yet another victory this year, but Mervyn Miller will be probably a little bit frustrated. He's just left it a little bit late, I think. They've 1 corner to go now, and that will be Dunlop Corner before they go on to the Esso Ultron Straight, and the checkered flag will be waiting there for them. It's looking pretty good.
Looks as if Ed O'Connor is just thrown, I won't say throwing the towel in, but it's 3/4 of a lap, he's not going to do it, and I'd say Mervyn is just kicking himself. A bad start from pole position, but never underestimate this man Turley, whether he's 3rd, 4th, 5th or 6th on the grid. He did it in the first corner, he hasn't been led, and well done. After 8 laps, he led it all the way. A good 2nd place for Miller, 3rd place to Ed O'Connor. Now, will it be Gordon or Rod McGovern or Michelle? These 3, very, very close indeed, so it is Gordon Kellett from Rod McGovern, from Michelle Graham in 6th place. A good drive for Michelle.
And so there's the result. Mark Turley taking that excellent victory. It really all happened at the first corner. He came from virtually way down the grid. He was uncharacteristically on 2nd row of the grid. Got that excellent outbreaking maneuver to beat the pole man Mervyn Miller, with Ed O'Connor in 3rd place.